Hi, my name is Cassandra, and today we'll be talking about colorism within the Latino community. Colorism is a form of racial discrimination that happens within the same community based on skin tone. It usually favors lighter skin tones than darker skin tones, and today I will argue how it has a significant impact on the quality of life of the darker skinned members of the community. As a part of the Latino community, I have seen some of the effects that it can have on darker skin community members. Colorism doesn't just hurt people's feelings. That's not what it is. It greatly impacts lives, and if this is news to you, then you haven't been paying enough attention. My two main points, I will argue that colorism negatively affects mental health, and that along with racism, it is one of the most prevalent forms of microaggressions that darker Latinos face. Before I can argue about how colorism affects mental health, I need to address the anti blackness that exists within the Latino community. The existence of Afro Latino or Latinos of African descent is often downplayed or even denied. For example, although Afro Mexicanos have been in Mexico since the 15th century, 2015 was the first time it was included in their census. So, after that was allowed, according to the article Afro Latino, a deeply rooted identity among U.S. Hispanics, about 1.4 million Mexicans identified as Afro Mexicano. The reason why I brought up anti blackness within the Latino community is because it plays a big role when it comes to colorism and Latino mental health. The article Skin Color Matters in Latino Communities presents three case studies that consistently linked discrimination to mental health outcomes such as stress and depressive symptoms. According to the latest census, Latinos are the fastest growing minority group in the US. However, when it comes to mental health research, the Latino community is severely underrepresented. But from the little research that has been done on Latino communities, it strongly suggests that individuals with darker skin tone and less European looking phenotype experience more racial stigma and discrimination. As a result, psychological distress. Colorism is often dismissed as being hurt feelings, but it is not. It's something that can be detrimental to one's health. But these studies prove how colorism does have long term mental effects on its community members. Colorism even influences the access to opportunities that can improve your quality of life. According to a study done by Bonilla Sylvia in 2014, dark skinned Latinos face higher levels of discrimination in the labor and housing market compared to their lighter skinned counterparts. Which moves me to my next point, microaggressions. In order to better understand how discrimination based on colorism looks like, I'm going to show you the following video. It's a short clip from the show Love and Hip Hop. The artist identifies herself as Amara La Negra, and in this scene, she was trying to cross over from the music from her music industry to the U.S. music industry, and was meeting with a producer to show her the ropes.
The day in the music industry, they're looking for cookie cutter poster childs.
Not all Latinas look like J-Lo or Sofia Vergara or Shakira. So where are the women that look like myself?
You're just so intense about this whole African thing.
People like to box me in, because of my look or because I'm dark-skinned, but that doesn't make me less Latina. I'm 100% Latina and proud of it.
From this short clip, you can see how irritating it is to be discriminated against by your own community. But more importantly, through these microaggressions, you can tell how it could have long-term effects on someone's mental health and maybe even physical health. At this point, you should be wondering, how can you lessen the effects, the negative effects that colorism has on the Latino community? I'm going to offer you 3 solutions that you can start doing as soon as you get home. One solution is to take a step back, address how you contribute to colorism within your community. Rewire the prejudices that rich, white, light-skinned male patriarchy has instilled in you. Be more self-aware. Ask yourself, do I benefit from colorism? If so, how can I change that and how can I help? If colorism has impacted you from a negative perspective, Find out ways on how you can heal yourself from that trauma. The second thing you can do, promote media, Instagram, Twitter, books that do not adhere to European beauty standards. Support darker artists within your community and look for artists whose work revolves around being darker skinned Latino member. Do not question, this is the third thing, do not question people's lived experiences. If somebody confides in you enough to tell them that they were discriminated against because of their skin tone within their own community, believe them and support them. Do not try to downplay the trauma that it causes or excuse the other people's behavior, because as you have seen, colorism does affect mental health, and most of the microaggressions that darker skinned Latinos face come and stem from that. Thank you.